What's up, friends? Gary here. I hope you're having a good day. As good as mine has been. Man, it's been busy, but it has been a terrific day today. Today is day 20. Today we're going to talk about the law of karma. Very simple. The law of karma is simply the law of cause and effect. We reap what we sow in life. So, a great example are those little the balls that you see on people's desks, like an executive's desk where you pull it and it hits. And, the reason, if you think about that, think about this, is that you get out of life what you put into life. So if you just pull that little ball back just a little bit and let go, you're only going to get just a little bit of movement. But if you pull it back a lot, you're going to get a whole lot more movement. Life is just like that. You get out of life what you put into life. And the law of karma is simply the law of action, the law of cause and effect. You will reap what you sow in life. So a couple things is the law of action. You reap what you sow. If you put a little bit in, you get a little bit out. If you put a lot of it in, you get a lot of it out. Okay? Now, understand this is that we are infinite decision makers. Okay? That's all we do. We decide what time we get up. We decide what we're going to eat for breakfast. We decide, oh my gosh, I think I might die. We decide if we're going to have tea or coffee or water or, diet Coke. Every decision that we make is our karma. And your life and every result that you are getting in your life is the sum total of every choice that you made leading up to right now. So look at your life. Look at those 5 pillars, those 5 core pillars of your life. Okay, so health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, and personal growth. Look at those. Look at the results that you're getting. And the results that you're getting right now are the sum total of the choices that you make. Because the choices that you make come before the actions that you take. Okay, so, choice is still an action, but I'm talking about physical action. Physical action reaps physical results. Conscious decisions, choices up here, conscious choice equals action. Okay, so law of karma, we're infinite. That is all we do from the cradle to the grave. That is all we do or make decisions. So you've got to start making new decisions, new choices to get new results. Okay? So every choice has a consequence. Everything that you do from the time that you wake up, great saying, you cannot wake up at the crack of noon and win. You cannot wake up at the crack of noon and be successful. If you can, then leave a comment, let me know how you're doing it, because every successful person that I've ever studied, whether it's, musicians, business moguls and tycoons, all the most successful people in this world, they work really hard. They take massive action. They sow massive seeds. Okay? They work really hard. And think about this is, you might, if you're an artist, like let's say like a musical artist or, a business tycoon you might have to really bust your ass for a year or 5 years or 10 years. I know people personally who they're multi-millionaires and they only had to work, maybe a year to really get to where they're at, to really bust their ass, to build a team, to really get things going so that their system takes over, and then they start to reap massive results of what they sow. But not that sow, like sow what, but sow, like you sow a seed, you know what I'm saying? So the law of karma is a fantastic law, is that the cause and effect is that every single thing that you do has an effect. I was at the gym today. I've been in a class. Right now I'm getting my life insurance license in Idaho, and I have to take this class. It's 12 hours long, and man, I didn't even graduate high school. I didn't even go to high school. I didn't even like school. And I mean, it's something that's totally out of my realm, you know. So studying and taking tests and all this stuff, it's out of my comfort zone. It's not what I normally do, but I'm sowing things. I mean, for me, you know, financial planning, offering people financial services, that goes along with the wealth pillar of life. And that's my goal, that's my purpose in life, is to help other people take their life to the next level, take their finances to the next level, take their health to the next level. And by doing that, I take my life to the next level. So I've been there since 9 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, and as soon as I was done, I went right to the gym. I bust out a hard workout, man. I really busted my ass in the gym, and then I get out, and I was still there. I was doing some cardio, and when I'm out doing cardio, I'm always on my phone, you know. So I'm on Facebook, and I see all these people. It's Saturday night, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, who's going out? Who's gonna go party? All this stuff," and it's just like, what are you sowing? I mean, I know all these people who, it's like you're dead broke. You're broke, you don't have any money, you're in terrible shape, and you're going out partying. And you know, I posted this picture on Facebook the other day. It's like, you're going out partying, and what are you celebrating? Being broke? Because I guarantee it's December, so some people are going to make New Year's resolutions, they're going to make goals, they're going to start thinking about the seeds that they're going to start sowing. But at the end of the day, you're still making the same choices. You're still taking the same actions. You're still hanging around the same people. You're still getting the same results. So it's like, look at your life. You say you want all these things, but everybody says they want all these things. So in order to reap new results, you got to sow new seeds. You got to be willing to do whatever it takes. You've got to be hungry, okay? You got to take new action. You've got to be willing to do whatever it takes. So the next thing is, we all have an inner guidance. And what that inner guidance does is it tells us whether or not the choice that we're about to make is the right choice or not. Is it going to get us closer to our goal or further away from it? And what you do is, before you take any action, there's always a buffer of time. Okay, that buffer of time is the time that you get to ask yourself a question. And that question is the consequence of this action what is going to be the consequence of this action? Is it going to get me closer to my goal or further away from my goal? Number two is this decision going to bring happiness to everyone, myself and everyone around me? Is it going to bring happiness, and what are the consequences? So right now, I mean, it's 9:30 at night, and I could very easily pick up my phone. I could find people who want to go out to the bars and want to go party and hang out easily. But what are the consequences of that action? Am I going to get closer to my goal or further away from my goal? Is it going to create happiness in my life and the lives of those around me? Or is it going to create disharmony? Is it going to potentially create resentment? You know, things like that. So we have that buffer of time. And in that buffer of time, you have inner guidance. Everybody, we have two sensations. One feels good and one feels bad. One is comfortable and one is uncomfortable. So when you ask yourself, what are the consequences of this decision that I'm going to make? Take some time. Listen to your heart. What does your heart tell you? Is it comfortable or is it uncomfortable? Does it create, anxiety and worry, or does it create peace and harmony and fulfillment? When it creates anxiety and worry and stress and all those emotions, that's your inner guidance telling you this is not the right choice. Don't do it. We've all had that. I can tell you there's been plenty of times in my life when I have had that buffer of time and my heart has told me this is not a good idea, bud. And I did it anyway, and I paid the consequences. Because every debt in this universe how does that go? I wrote it down. No debt in the universe goes unpaid. No debt in the universe goes unpaid. And that goes for us. So my inner guidance told me, listen, man, you make this choice, you're going to pay the price. and I paid the price. I took the action, I paid the price. I knew, my inner guidance told me by feeling discomfort, hey, don't do this. I didn't listen, I paid the price. So, you reap what you sow. So, is there any other good stuff? Paying our karma. Paying your karma. Okay, paying your karma is simply paying for the past actions that you might have taken. So let's say, for example, for the past 10 years, you have been eating like crap. You drink diet soda, you put crap in your body, you go to McDonald's, you feed your kids crap. That is taking a certain action. There is a consequence to that action. You have to pay that karma, meaning that you have to wipe it clean. You have to make new choices. There are 3 ways to do it. Number 1 is you just pay your karma. This is what most people do. Pay your karma. This is quite painful because it's unconscious. Paying your karma means if you don't change, eventually life is gonna kick your butt. You're gonna get heart disease, you're gonna have a heart attack, you're gonna get diabetes, something's going to happen, you're going to pay your karma. Number 2 is you transmute or transform your karma. And what that means is you ask this question: how can I learn from this experience, and how can I help other people as an effect of this experience? So, if you, as a result of you eating McDonald's French fries and drinking Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke, you get diabetes or heart disease, you can turn your life around by becoming healthy, and then you can help other people who might not know how to get the results that they're looking for. Because here's the thing is, if you're unhealthy, it might be simply because you don't know how to be healthy. You only know how to be unhealthy. You only have the awareness of how to be unhealthy. You don't know how to cook healthy foods. You only know how to go to McDonald's and eat crappy food. That might be your only awareness. But when your karma comes and kicks your butt and says, it's time to grow up, then you got to transmute that. You got to change it from a negative to a positive. So you learn how to be healthy. You learn how to cook healthy meals. You learn how to, I don't want to say diet, but you learn how to be consciously aware of the food that you put in your body. You learn how to work out. Therefore, you can help other people. Our job, every human being, is to help pull each other up. Cooperation. I am the biggest advocate of cooperation, working as a team, unity. I'm all about that because we live in a world that's all about competition, stepping on each other. How can I advance my life at the expense of others? That is the old paradigm or the old paradox that we're living in. It's kind of like the residue. For me personally, I see it's disintegrating. And what is being born or growing out of that, the ashes of that fire of competition, is cooperation, where I am learning, I am growing, and as a result of that, I can help other people learn and grow. Boom, karma, I'm reaping and sowing. Bam. Okay, number 3 is you transcend. You transcend your karma. What that means is to move beyond your karma. You become separate from your karma. I am not my body. I am not the results of my body. I am much, much higher, more infinite than my body or the results of my body. And the way that you do that is what we talked about in 2 videos ago, was the law of pure potentiality, is through meditation. Meditation, or connecting to your true higher self, who you truly are, your spirit, your soul, your essence, whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. You can put your own label on it. So to pay your karma, 3 ways. You simply pay your karma. That is probably the most painful way, because that is the ignorant way, that when you don't realize or you don't want to invest time, effort, and energy into becoming better, eventually you're going to pay your karma, and that's usually through suffering. Like I just said, heart disease, a million different ways. There's just an infinite way that you pay your karma. It's usually associated to pain or suffering. Pain or suffering. And through that pain or suffering, you might change, you might not, you might just give up and say, I'm done with this game, and you die. Sucks to be you. Next one, transmute. To transmute your karma, or to transform your karma. To change it from a negative to a positive. So if you eat like crap, or if you're really like me, a good example is me. Wow, that's really good. Karma, it's coming right back. Man, through like high school and through my early 20s, I was such a negative person, and I treated people like crap, with disdain, with anger, with resentment. And if you're watching this right now and you went to high school with me and I treated you like crap, then I apologize, because it wasn't you, it was me. It was an outward expression of the way I felt about myself on the inside. So again, especially, and I've already apologized, like, to my sister and to my dad. I'm so deeply sorry for the way that I ever treated you. I love you so much. And I transmuted. I had to transmute. I had to change who I was, and I had to go through some shit, for real. And going through that shit, and coming out the other side, I became a totally different person. And I mean, that's why I'm standing in front of you today. Is my life's purpose is to help you transcend, to move beyond, to move up, to raise you up to the next level in your life. That is my purpose. That is what I want to help people do. That's what I love to do. I love to see people's life go through the next level. It brings me so much joy to see other people get joy in their life. So, bam, transcend. You transcend, you move beyond your karma. You understand that you are not your karma. You are not the effects of the body. You are much deeper, you're much bigger than that, and you can only do that through going into what's called the gap. The gap is the difference between the conscious awareness and the unconscious awareness, and that is through meditation. I talked to you guys about this a couple days ago, transcendental meditation. I wrote about it today on the blog. There's more studies, scientific studies done on transcendental meditation than any other type of meditation on the planet. This stuff is just out of this world, and if you're not doing it, you need to do it. You need to go onto YouTube, you need to Google it, you need to start understanding what it's all about, because it is some next level stuff. It will take every area of your life to the next level. It looks like someone's like outside with their car lights on or something. I keep peering out there. Okay, call to action. Call to action. Okay, number 1 is start being aware of your conscious decisions. Start being aware of your unconscious decisions. Excuse me. Like I said in a couple videos back, 95% of every single thing that you do is habitual. You do it unconsciously. From the time you wake up to choosing between tea or coffee is an unconscious decision. Okay? Driving your car, you do it unconsciously. You've programmed your body to do it. Being attracted to Pepsi versus water, I would never in my whole life drink that crap, because I have programmed myself at an unconscious, subconscious level to not be attracted to it. So start being aware of your unconscious decisions, your unconscious habits. Are they helping you or hurting you in the long run? Because the thing, especially like young people, myself included, I'm 31 years old. I'm going to live forever. I'm sure if anybody's like, it doesn't matter. Okay? That we think we're going to live forever, so that we think that our actions don't have consequences. So we're smoking cigarettes, we're drinking tons of alcohol, we're indulging in all this sexual activity, but all those things have consequences. But when you start being consciously aware of your decisions, you start to see that they do have an effect at a subtle level, and the subtleties create the biggest effects in our life. So when we start to become aware of those decisions that we make, we can totally change our lives. Totally change our lives. Take our lives to the next level. And that is where true happiness and fulfillment and joy, that's where they reside, is at the next level. And usually what we do is it's so short-lived. Going to the bar is short-lived. Yeah, you might have fun for a couple of hours, but you're going to pay for it for much longer. The hangover lasts longer than being drunk does. Think about that. That to me is just, that sounds silly. I mean, hey, I like to party every once in a while just like anybody else, but I'm going to celebrate when there's actually a time to celebrate. Not on just a weekend after I didn't even go to work, if I don't even have a job and I'm trying scrounging around money to go buy Pabst Blue Ribbon. So, 2 is ask those questions. Ask, what are the consequences? Ask those questions. What are the consequences of this decision? There's a buffer of time. There is a buffer of time between the choice and the action, always. And in that buffer of time, that is when your true personal power, that is when you develop it. Okay, most people, they just go with it. Even if their inner guidance tells them this isn't the right choice, they unconsciously do it anyway. But when you start becoming consciously aware of the choices and decisions that you're making, you take that time in the buffer of time to ask the question, what is the consequence? Is this going to bring true, lasting happiness to myself and to those around me? Okay, it could be those in your direct circle. It could be everybody on this planet. Okay, number 3. Was there a number 3? Oh yeah, be guided by your heart. Okay, be guided by your heart. Okay, every single call to action that I give you, it is a practice. It's not something that you just, when you see it, you say, oh yeah, that makes sense, and then all of a sudden your life is different. You have to practice this stuff. Okay, and I mean, I'm practicing, I'm doing my best to practice it all the time. I mean, there's a ton of information here to change not only my life, but to change your life and anybody's life who understands and internalizes and uses this information. So it's like a muscle. Using your heart, connecting to your intuition, connecting to that inner guidance, using that inner guidance. It's a practice. Like Kung Fu, you have to practice it every day. Like going to the gym, doing yoga, anything, it's practice. Saving your money, it's practice. Being a loving, kind person in your relationships, if you weren't already, it's a practice. We have to practice who we want to become in order to become who we want to be. Man, I am smart. So that is all for today. I hope this message served you. Day 20, law of karma. You reap what you sow. Every action that you take has a consequence. So be mindful of your habitual choices, your habitual actions. Are they getting you closer to or further away that which your heart truly desires? And all of us, every single one of us, 8 billion people on the planet, we all desire happiness, health, wealth, love, passion, purpose, fulfillment, and faith. All of us. So ask yourself, is this choice getting me closer to those things or further away? If it's further away, it's not the right choice. And you're going to keep getting your ass kicked in life if you keep making the same choices. Period. So, start asking yourself some questions. Take your life to the next level. Get in touch with me. Check out the blog, higherbeing.empowernetwork.com. Get on board my team. Get all in. Let's take our lives to the next level. Let's make tons of money. Let's party on the beaches of the world. Let's have awesome relationships. Let's connect to ourselves, to one another, to the source of all creation. Let's kick some butt. I love you guys. Take some different stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to bed because I got to go back to school tomorrow morning. See you later, alligator.